Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to Painting in Your PJs with Minette. I am Dr. Minette Riordan, and Painting in Your PJs is all about using art as a creative practice and process for self-discovery and personal growth. And I do that through words, through collage, through painting, through all the things that I am passionate about. And I'm really passionate about supporting women to go from a midlife crisis to a midlife renaissance. And I think art and self-expression are some of the most powerful ways to do that. And all month long in October, I am focusing on Mary Oliver's poetry and Inktober Tangles, combining two of my absolute most favorite things. Mary Oliver, I love poetry in general, but I love Mary Oliver's poems, and Zentangle, the art and practice of Zentangle. I've been a certified Zentangle teacher since 2012. So on our live video yesterday, we looked at pattern number 1, which is Be Light, and a beautiful poem about a little sweet little bird called the Dipper that I love. And then we looked on day number 2 at Flame Flower by Deb Boyer, and you can find both of those videos here on my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I would be remiss for not saying welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here. Take a minute for me and hit that subscribe button. And if you hit the little bell, you'll get notified whenever I add new content to the channel. And I go live generally 3 days a week. I've been traveling quite a bit, so it hasn't been as often lately. And I'm super committed to this 30 days, 31 days of October and Inktober Tangles. So here was day number 2, and I showed the step outs to that pattern yesterday. But day number 3 is one of my favorite patterns so far for this particular challenge. And it's a lovely one called Caro by Lucy Ferran. So this is the gorgeous pattern. And I'm going to show you the step outs for this pattern and this beautiful poem, Drifting by Mary Oliver. So I'm going to share the poem with you. And then I want to share the step outs for the Zentangle pattern Caro by Lucy Ferran. Drifting. I was enjoying everything, the rain, the path wherever it was taking me, the earth roots beginning to stir. I didn't intend to start thinking about God. It just happened. How God or the gods are invisible, quite understandable, but holiness is visible entirely. It's wonderful to walk along like that, though not the usual intention to reach an answer, but merely drifting, like clouds that only seem weightless, but of course are not, are really important. I mean, terribly important, not decoration by any means. By next week, the violets will be blooming. Anyway, this was my delicious walk in the rain. What was it actually about? Think about what it is that music is trying to say. It was something like that. And I absolutely love this poem because I think it shows what happens when we allow ourselves time and spaciousness to meander, for our thoughts to drift, our vision to drift, to move slowly through the landscape without trying so hard to figure things out. And yet things come, interesting things, magical things. So when was the last time you allowed yourself to drift? So beautiful, beautiful poem by Mary Oliver. I'm going to change my camera over here. And I am going to fix the video settings so it doesn't look backwards to me. So this again is our gorgeous pattern, Caro by Lucy Ferran. This is day 3 of Inktober Tangles, and I want to show you the step outs for this pattern. And this is the second time I recorded the video. The first time I didn't quite do what I wanted to do. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to take a minute and do it again. Normally, I don't care about making mistakes, but I realized there was more to be said here about this beautiful poem and this beautiful pattern. Caro. It's a very, very simple pattern. So if you're new to Zentangle, welcome. Zentangle is a meditative form of drawing simple, repetitive patterns, most often done in black and white with really simple supplies, really nice supplies. I love my Micron pens, a little smudge stick or tortillon, and a pencil. And eraser not needed because in Zentangle there are no mistakes. And as we begin, we pause for a moment to appreciate our supplies and just, offer up some gratitude for a couple of moments of mindful tangling. And I like to take a deep breath and just relax and just be here now in this space and in this time. I'm grateful for this beautiful, juicy gift of words from the Mary Oliver, and grateful for all of you being here with me today. So I'm going to just be in that gratitude and that time and that spaciousness. And so I'm going to add another, that was the one I messed up, you can see. I'm going to add another Caro triangle over here with the step outs and make sure that I do them in the right order this time. So step number one is to just simply draw a triangle. And I love varying the sizes and shapes of the triangle. You can see I varied the sizes, I varied the directions. I had a lot of fun with those triangles. And then approximately right in the center, I'm going to put a little dot in that center of the triangle. So outline the triangle, number one, number two, make a dot. And then we're going to add our 3 hearts. And I'm going to start from the dot and I'm going to draw up and make sure that those top humps of my heart are touching the sides of my triangle. And then as we do in Zentangle, I'm going to turn my page to make it easier to draw. And I'm going to do that again. I'm going to make sure that the edges of my hearts are touching the edges of my triangles. Turn that book one more time. And yes, I do write and draw in my books. I underline and highlight. I love words. These books are just for me, right? They are not precious. They're just paper. And I want them to feel loved. And so I love on them a lot. And then I'm going to create an inner aura inside this triangle. And an aura in Zentangle language is simply when we echo or mirror a line. So I'm going to pretend like there is another triangle layered behind my hearts. So I'm going to start at the top of my heart and draw another little triangle inside of there. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to continue to draw that inner aura on that triangle, turning my page as needed. And then I'm going to take a larger pen. This is also a Sakura mono twin pen. Normally I wouldn't use something quite this large, but it's what I had at hand in the moment. So use what you have at hand. Oops, I was coloring the wrong one. All right, we're going to color that one in too, so it will match. And I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to carefully come in and color in these spaces behind the heart. This is going to allow that heart to really pop out. And so there we have our very simple Caro pattern. So we have a triangle, the dot in the center, 3 hearts, each of them touching. So that's why you can see I messed up over here, touching the edges of our triangle. And then that inner aura. So there's a little white frame inside of our heart. And then we blackened in those spaces. I love the beautiful contrast of this pattern. And then I'm going to come in and just add a little touch of shading. And I might even add just a little shading underneath my triangle to make it look like it's sitting. I'm going to take my tortillon and I'm just going to soften that graphite. So I don't want to see the hard edges of the pencil. I just want it to look like that triangle is sort of popping off my page a little bit there. So it doesn't take a lot of shading, excuse me, so you can see where I've shaded under the edges of these overlapping triangles and in the center of my heart to give some dimension. And again, super simple, that is Caro by Lucy Ferran. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. I so appreciate you taking the time to stop by. And if you like this poem and this video, please hit the like button up there. Let other people know this is a video worth watching, and I will be back again for day 4. I'm getting ready to hit the road for a business conference, so I might have to do some catch up on these next week or over the weekend, but you've got a couple of days so far to play with. So I hope you enjoy these videos, and I will see you all very soon here on Painting in Your PJs live with Minette.